know that size isn't the only factor in creating sexual chemistry, that them having a big enhances or complicates.
Personally, I feel bad sometimes talking about massive because most guys don't have that. And like a big one feels good when you're having penetrative sex, but it's not the be all and end all. Like there's other ways to pleasure a woman. There's other things about a guy that are attractive.
But I came from like the studio background where I would just get like given an underwhelming penis, and I was not excited to be on set.
Yeah.
I won't name any names, but yeah.
I know.
Welcome to a very special anniversary episode of the Size Queen Society podcast. I am your host, Adrena Winters, and today marks 1 year of amazing conversations, exploration, and of course a celebration of size. To make this episode extra special, I am joined by two of your all-time favourite guests, Ruby Onyx and Ava Austin.
Hi.
Today, my plan is to dive into some of the juiciest topics that we covered over the past year, but reflect on our different perspectives, as I know Ava has a different stance to Ruby and I. Let's just jump straight into it. Yeah. And I really am with this question. Actually, no, let's have a little hi.
Hello. We spent all day together.
I know, right? But we don't hang out all together enough, really.
No, we don't.
It's like an annual event.
It's an annual event, a summer event.
Yeah.
Many of my listeners were very intrigued, Ava, by your comments on your love of deep throating last time.
Okay, really? Were they?
Yes, because you were talking about how much you enjoyed the challenge of it, and I am in that camp as well. But I was wondering if you could share a particularly memorable or challenging experience. Obviously don't go into like gory details, but just,
That's fine. I think it was probably when we last hung out,
Really?
as it were.
Was it?
Yeah.
With Manny?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was like,
Oh.
I was like, this is like, like golden girl, pat on the back. She was like, you just make me want to sprout a dick so I can know what that feels like. So I can be deep throated by Ava.
It's so true. Watching her deep throat is so impressive. Honestly, it's amazing. I love it.
Yeah.
You do seem to accumulate the title of throat goat quite a lot. I see it being battered around on Twitter.
Good.
But Ruby, do you have an experience that particularly stands out with a particularly challenging phallus?
What, deep throating? I mean, I must have a really tight throat. Do you think it's something you can train, or is it just the way you are? Because I try, and I just I couldn't do Manny in my throat.
Manny's very straight, isn't he? I do better with a bit of a curve. It's sort of just,
right.
Yeah, I'm not great at straight dick.
You're just going to have to suck more dick and just see,
Yeah,
just get the one that's like the glass slipper.
Yeah. I need to keep trying. I'm okay with kind of 5.5 inch girth, but any bigger than 5.5 to 6 inches, I just can't get it in there.
I find it's not an angle I do a lot on camera, but a sort of 69 angle and then the right curve, and it just slips
helps.
straight down.
Definitely.
I think you're okay to discuss this one. Ruby, a lot of fans were very curious about your husband's experience with fillers.
Oh, okay.
Could you give us an update on how this has impacted the dynamic of you both?
Well, my orgasms with him are a lot more intense, and it feels a lot better. It looks kind of strange, like the way it's healed, because he got circumcised at the same time, and it's probably got to settle a bit more. It's been about 6 months. No, it's not. It's been like 10 months. But yeah, it's definitely enhanced our sex life a lot. But I still want bigger, and he still wants me to have bigger, which is awesome, because I was a bit worried that once he had a bigger one, he might not be interested in that anymore. But yeah, it's still the same, so that's cool. It's just when we're together, just the two of us, it's a lot more fun for both of us.
Yeah. So you were saying before that it looks better when it's erect, but when it's soft, all the fillers like podgy.
Yeah, it's like the head kind of goes down inside, like a
little
sausage roll.
Yeah.
But But it's not about what it looks like, is
Yeah,
it?
as long as it functions when
That's
you need
how
it,
it
then
feels.
yeah, that's good. Ava, how do you view the concept of dick fillers? Because you were asked to promote them. You did it. You did a promotional...
I did a promotional story on,
Yay.
or was it a grid post, either or on Instagram, and just to appeal to any fans, I assume, that might be like, oh yeah, I'll, get
Ava
some for
Roston
that.
is endorsing.
Yeah.
Did you get any feedback from people?
No.
No, I mentioned anything.
No, nothing. I don't think anything ever come up. I think I just got like a free filler, or they just gave me a couple of £100 or something to promote it. But yeah, I think it's still quite underground, isn't it? Like there's still that, like, the taboo of men having aesthetics anyway, and especially in that sort of area.
I don't know if anyone in the porn industry is doing it, because I might be wrong, but I feel like a lot of cosmetic surgery becomes normalised by porn stars, like fake boobs and ass and all of the stuff that we do. I wonder whether it's going to take men getting fillers in porn before it starts.
Maybe, but I think that when a guy has fillers, you can tell.
Yeah.
Probably a lot of guys don't want to be in porn having people say, oh, they've got a filler.
Yeah.
And it
because
does
injecting to get it hard and stuff is very frowned upon in most.
Yeah. So I guess a lot of guys don't want to do it just because they don't want their dick to look weird, maybe.
Yeah.
Also, it's quite expensive, isn't it, for a lot of guys to do.
Yeah.
And you have to keep doing it regularly. Unless you get the one my husband got, which is not hyaluronic acid, it's a silicone blend, apparently.
I don't see it becoming like a
Mainstream
thing. I mean, obviously some guys have Botox and stuff, but they never really go for my Botox top up.
No,
so they're
true,
especially not going
true.
to tell you about getting a top up in their pants.
But a lot of enhancements you can't really tell, but I think with penis fillers you can tell, can't you?
We all know that size isn't the only factor in creating sexual chemistry. How do you both prioritise chemistry with your on-screen partners, and do you find that them having a big dick enhances or complicates the chemistry?
For me, if they've got a big dick, it definitely enhances it.
Yeah.
Because I'm a lot more excited about it.
I'm the same. I'm very visually like, oh,
Yeah.
today's going to be a good day.
Yeah.
But I guess you wouldn't book a collaboration with a guy if you know, I guess you only see pictures on Twitter and stuff, but if you didn't think it was up to your standards size-wise, you wouldn't book them anyway.
I probably wouldn't see it in the first place. Yeah.
But I came from like the studio background where I would just get like
given
an underwhelming penis, and I was not excited to be on set.
Yeah.
I won't name any names, but yeah.
I know.
You can tell me later.
Whereas obviously I don't solely go off size, so obviously for me it doesn't really, well, obviously I don't want a tiny penis, but yeah, it doesn't bother me. It's not like the first thing I look for. Obviously, and the thing is, we're a lot of us quite close in the industry. We've all got friends that we can trust with feedback on whether a performer is up to scratch, polite, professional, safe.
Oh, we always drop them in the group chat, don't we?
Exactly. So, but yeah, in terms of chemistry, you don't know how you're gonna feel until you're in that room with the person, do you?
No, that's right. That's right.
But you know, it is a job at the end of the day, and yeah, you're always going to have people that you're going to get a better scene out of them because they're a seasoned performer, or you know, they put your like satisfaction or comfort first.
Yeah.
And then you do just get guys that are not like that.
There's some people you just gel with, don't you?
You do,
just instantly, and then other people you really like just don't work with.
Let's get
at all.
this done.
Yeah. And I don't know if there's a lot you can really do about that. You just have to just put a face on and get through it, don't you?
Professional face.
Luckily, that doesn't happen often
It
for
doesn't.
me.
No, it's happening less and less. I think,
Yeah.
at the moment. For me, anyway.
Why do you think that is?
Because I'm not shooting as much. I'm being extra picky.
Yeah. But I think that's what I love the most about being a content creator now, is that you can just be picky and you can just get feedback, and you're not just stuck in a room with a stranger that you've not been able to do any research on.
Definitely.
The behind the scenes reality of working with different guys. So, Ruby, do you find that you have to prepare for scenes with particularly well endowed guys?
No.
I was the same. Like my body does its own preparation. It's just like
No, I just have a shower, shave my legs.
yeah, shower definitely.
Maybe I need to start preparing my throat.
Yeah.
Do you prepare?
Yeah, do you have any prep?
I do enjoy anal, so obviously that is completely different to vaginal sex. So yeah, that does require preparation, which I think is normal unless you're doing anal like every other day. But no, I just kind of wing it. I guess because it's not my first preference to have an enormous dick, because I think, you know, I'm obviously built that way that it can hurt sometimes. It's just, again, it's probably how the person makes you feel, how comfortable they make you feel, like whether you're slightly aroused or whether you use lube, you tend to relax as well. I think especially if it's someone you've not met before. I think it's quite normal to be, you know, a tad bit anxious.
Oh, definitely.
I don't, you know, I haven't got a mantra or like pep talk in the mirror or anything.
I wonder what a mantra would look like. I can take this big dick.
And I think that's the thing. I think once I've relaxed into the scene, and they're not a dickhead, then yeah, I generally like, oh, okay, yeah, no, I can do this. It's just not my.
That's important, not being a dickhead, isn't it? When you're shooting with someone, or when you're just having sex with anyone,
Don't
like
be a dick.
if they're arrogant, it's just such a turn off, isn't it?
Yeah, I had a hot wife date a few weeks ago and I had to chuck him out.
Really?
Fucking bellend.
Why? What did you do?
I was just obsessed with anal. I'm gonna fuck you in the arse now. I'm like, I've been sucking your dick for like 2 minutes.
Calm down.
But anyway, yeah, so you know, I was just like, I'm not having this.
No.
Goodbye, get out. And you know, I did the same on a shoot, and I think most of the time on a shoot it happens if, you know, the guys, you're like, are you actually gonna come? And they're like, yeah, I can come. So yeah, I think for me, I would book a guy with a smaller dick compared to you two. I'd also book a guy with an enormous dick, and yeah, you just, as long as they're a decent person, that's
Yes. The only thing I wanted to add on that, and I don't know if it's TMI for some people, but I liked to schedule my scenes when I was ovulating, and I was just naturally going to be more into it, and not when I'm like PMT and want to kill people.
That's very smart.
That is very smart.
It just makes it easier for everybody if I'm actually at my horniest. Yeah.
Top tip, everyone listening.
Yeah.
So size can be quite a polarising topic. You have to look at my comments on my YouTube channel to see that. Yeah, so people have strong opinions on what it means for sexual satisfaction. How do you both handle situations where your preferences are challenged, either within the industry or by fans? Me, like, I get told that I'm just wrong. I don't know what a big dick actually is. Like, dicks aren't that big. I'm clearly wrong. Like, I don't know what I'm talking about. Like, I don't know what my own satisfaction is.
So what are they saying there? Are they saying that you don't know what you like?
They're saying that I'm just wrong. So I think I like big dick, but the dicks aren't actually that big, and so yeah.
Makes sense.
And I think obviously I think you both know, I make it known that, you know, I'm not a size queen, and I do get the guys still on OnlyFans, they'll subscribe and they'll be like, oh, I want to see videos of you with the biggest dicks possible, and I'm like, well, I've got this and this and this, you know. They've obviously do shoot with big dick performers, but they're like, oh, well, why haven't you got more? I thought being a porn star you would love big cock. Isn't that what you're supposed to do? And it's just like, well,
no.
I can do what I like.
Exactly.
I wondered if there is a growing acceptance, but I don't think there is. Like, it's very much you.
Bottom line is, you like what you like.
Yeah.
Like, no one can dispute that.
No.
But they do.
They're the ones with the small women.
Oh yeah.
Do you think though that with your two's case, it's guys think you're doing it just for clout and just to have a niche sort of thing? Do you think that's where their tiny brain is going?
I think so. I had a guy message me telling me that I was going to ruin my career by declaring so openly that I'm a size queen, because I was going to alienate most of the market. I'm like, oh, okay.
Well,
Thanks.
you back it up with femdom content, which is perfect.
You've got to do what you love as well, haven't you, in this industry? You have to do what you enjoy and stick with that, because it'd be exhausting if you were faking it all the time.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, I love big dick, and actually you hate it. That would be pretty awful.
So the adult industry and society at large are constantly evolving. Society is kind of evolving and people are becoming more accepting and trying new things. But how do you feel the conversation around body image and sexual satisfaction is kind of going in the next couple of years? Like, do you think sizes on discussion will be more nuanced, or do you think it'll become more extreme? Like, do you think people are just gonna keep wanting bigger and bigger?
Personally, I feel bad sometimes talking about massive dicks, because most guys don't have that, and I'm not here to shame anyone, but no, I'm not sure where things are going right
Because this is
now.
why I started this podcast, because I felt like women didn't have a space to be able to discuss their actual preferences, because we had to protect male egos. And I'm like, why can I not say that this is my personal preference? Like, I'm not shaming a guy for not standing up to my preferences, unless they want me to, of course, but
That's different.
but yeah, like, I just don't get why men are allowed to be so open and honest about their preferences, but women
I
have
don't think
to.
they are they?
True.
I don't think they are allowed to be. Not anymore. They used to be.
Yeah.
But now they do tend to get put in their place.
The Me Too
more.
kind of. Just think it would be nice if everyone could just talk openly about their own personal preferences without people seeing it as an attack on them.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, you're so right. You're so right.
Yeah, like lots. I mean, I know this isn't the same thing. It's not a God-given thing, but like your tattoos. Oh, I don't like tattoos. And I'm like,
you've ruined yourself.
well, don't follow me then.
I know. And I'm not going to get offended if someone says, oh, I prefer blondes or something. Like, that's not going to offend me.
I'm
like,
not going to go and dye my hair a different colour.
Exactly.
But yeah, I just wonder, like, the more that, because I'm not the only one being more open about my preferences, and I just think the more women are a lot more open, and hopefully men can be as well in just a more respectful way, whether or not that's gonna make
it's how
things...
it's done, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the videos going viral on TikTok and Instagram and stuff, like the woman with the tape measure. She's like, where does it go? Where does it go? Like, and obviously that's her showing her preference, and or, you know, potentially she's never had an enormous dick, so she wouldn't know if she liked it or not. But like, there's things.
I get told off for saying that.
What?
She's just not had a big dick, so how can she know that she's not a size queen?
Do you?
Yeah.
But yeah, some people haven't experienced. But anyway, that's a separate matter entirely. But I'm just saying there are things popping up on social media, like you say, people are like noticing.
Kind of leads on to my next question, which is, many of my listeners have shared that they feel validated by our honest discussion about size and preference. How does it feel to be the voice for this community, well, specifically Ruby, I guess, and what impact do you hope that our discussions will have on future conversations about sexual preference? Do you think it's important to continue pushing these boundaries?
Sorry, that was a lot of information.
So basically, I get a lot of comments about how it's really validating hearing you and I discuss our preferences.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Because like you've said that you actually can sometimes feel a little bit reluctant and hesitant about discussing it, because people also get offended by it. Like,
yeah, well, if someone feels validated by it, that feels good.
Yeah.
Obviously, trying to think how often that happens. Although I did a YouTube video recently about size.
Yeah, I need to watch that still. Go watch it, everybody.
And I've got quite a lot of positive feedback on there. Obviously, I got a few hate comments, but I have got quite a lot of positive feedback, even from guys who claim to be average. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. I hope that some guys do listen, and I help them to feel a bit better about themselves.
Yeah.
It's difficult, isn't it?
Yeah.
And make them feel better themselves in what sense? That you're explaining it's your preference. Just because you've got an average dick doesn't mean that
no one's
another 50 women to your one person. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And in the video as well, I was talking about how, yes, size, like a big one, feels good when you're having penetrative sex, but it's not the be all and end all. Like, there's other ways to pleasure a woman. There's other things about a guy that are attractive, and yeah, it's not all just about that.
So, Ruby, you are quite vocal in being a size queen. As a fellow size queen, I do agree with you. But Ava, how do you feel about our influence on the industry? Do you think there's room for both perspectives to coexist without judgment? And how do you contribute to a balance? Because I know that you get fans making assumptions that you were also a size queen. Like, I've seen you on Twitter when you, like, in a photo with me, and people are like, "Oh, size queens," and you're like, "I'm
it's
not."
association, isn't it? Yeah, it's definitely the association thing, I think. And obviously we've both done a lot of femdom content together as well.
Yeah. I'd never considered the fact that purely because you're a porn star, people just assume that equates to a love of big dick. I hadn't ever figured that. It makes sense when you say it.
Some people do, yeah. Like I say, I'll get the odd message. Or, "Oh, I'm only interested in seeing you with whatever, 9 inches and above." But you can't please everyone.
No, you can't.
Shouldn't try to either.
No.
Okay, so there's a common belief that bigger is always better. But Ava, we know that is not always the case.
Yeah.
Ruby, I might argue otherwise. But how do you respond to those who feel intimidated by the idea that size is the ultimate factor in sexual satisfaction?
Yeah, I think for me, my big preference on the upper scale is probably like your entry level. Does that make sense?
Like
So what's
7
your
inches.
minimum?
I think we said last time it's like 5, I think.
Which is still
Long.
average.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Ruby works in girth.
I know
inches.
you do.
Yeah.
I've bought my trusty tape measure. It's here somewhere.
Where's the girth on that? Can we measure that?
Go on then.
Would that actually fit inside you though?
No.
Oh, that's all right then.
I really don't think it
She's in
would. Maybe if it was like
But some of the
squishy.
traffic cones that girls have are like that, and I'm like,
I guess it's tapered, but still.
That's 11 inches.
A big boy.
I don't think I'd fit that in me.
Or is it more than 6? Oh no, it's 8.
Oof.
Nearly 8.
And what's the girthiest you've ever taken? Sorry
Probably
for taking up your questions.
go for
About
it.
8, I think. No, a bit over 8. It's a long time ago. I can't remember. His name was the Stretcher.
Oh.
Because you had to roll out the bedroom on a stretcher. In my case. That's just insane.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Look how much gap there still is between my middle finger and my thumb.
So we touched on it briefly about, she's just not had a big enough one yet. Do you think it is possible to change people's minds? Or do you think, like, a preference is just sort of ingrained and, like...
Yeah, I think also, there's dicks that I've thought, oh, that's quite big. And, maybe I've looked forward to shagging it. And then it's just been terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's not just about the size. It's about the shape. It's about how they move, how they use it. It's not like... You could have someone who's got what you might think is going to be a small dick, and actually it feels really good because of the shape of it.
Just hits all right.
And vice versa. Like, yeah, I think people's minds can be changed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think chemistry plays a big part. Like...
Yeah, there's so many other elements. It's not just about the length, like the measurement, is it? It's about all sorts of other things as well.
I had Georgie on here and she was like, if we've got really hot chemistry and he's like really fucking hard, like she can still make it work even though she would prefer a few more inches. I can get that.
Yeah, but I just like a dick that can just fuck me all day without getting sore. Just boyfriend dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then if you two, obviously if you're built differently and you don't generally tend to get
that is
as
one
sore
downside.
or whatever.
Yeah,
then...
I do get sore.
Oh.
But if I this is why I couldn't be married to someone who had a giant dick. I wouldn't want that. I like having giant dicks on the side.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want my partner to have one because I would be sore all the time. And I wouldn't enjoy it.
There's a lot to be said for the boyfriend dick. It's a thing for a reason. Yeah. With increasing discussions around body modifications and the pressures performers face, how do you both navigate the ethical side of promoting certain body types or sizes? so we have kind of touched on this a couple of times. Like, do you feel responsibility for representing size queens authentically? Like yeah, I know that you have reservations of like publicly promoting SPH and
Yeah,
like,
but I mean, I've got fake boobs, fake
Mhm.
lips. Like, I had a BBL. Like, at this point, I don't know if I can really delve too far down that ethical path, because I might just have to just stop doing what I'm doing entirely, because it's probably not healthy, is it, for people to see that?
yeah.
But everyone watching you online should be an adult anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know what you mean.
But I mean, that's just the way things are now, isn't it? People are making alterations to their body, and I don't think it would make much difference if I stopped posting online.
Well, this is what my stance on it is. I'm like I'm not just like picking someone random on Instagram and trolling them. Like
You're just making a generalisation, and anyone who likes that kind of online content will subscribe to you.
Yeah.
But there's a
It's
lot
like
of
casting a net, isn't it?
yeah. But there's a lot of conversation around the fact that that's not very ethical of me, and I'm damaging people's mental health and these kinds of things. But then also on the flip side, because we've all had body modification stuff and we're posting stuff like this, like, you know, other women watching us being like, oh, that's what men want and I have to do the same thing. Like, do we have like an ethical thing that we should be more careful about what we're putting out there to protect people from...
I think there's a lot of nuance in that. Yes, on the one hand, I suppose maybe we should be careful, but... Where am I going with this? I'm totally losing my train of thought now.
But like when you're making, like you say, you're not picking on someone individual. You're not walking past someone in the street and going, you've got no hair or whatever. I don't know.
And it comes back to preference again.
Yeah.
Like, people talk about their preference in all sorts of areas. So, including people's body, like body parts.
Mm-hmm.
So it's no different to that, really, talking about people's
like,
dicks.
are you a boob or a bum man's been like a question for time.
Yeah,
true.
Guys talk about big butts all the time, don't they?
Yeah.
And
I just find it very interesting. I could probably do a whole episode on the ethics of porn. I just find it really interesting. For me personally, I think people just need to be more secure in themselves and what they like and what their preferences are, and just understand that everyone gets to live their life how they want to, and it doesn't really impact them at all. But unfortunately, people do get offended.
Yeah, and I think you're right. A lot of that does come from insecurity, doesn't it?
When you're both posting on Twitter though, like it's just like you'll make a statement like, well, I don't know, selling a video. What's involved in the video? You're not singling people out.
But also, I'm saying what I know my personal fans are into. And if you're following me and you're not into that, then just unfollow me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Get out of here.
So yeah, that's where I'm at. Just moderate yourself, people. Like, if you don't like it, just move along, please. Like, but I don't know whether that's responsible of me or not. So I don't know. It's something I've been thinking about a lot. But anyway.
Where do you draw the line?
So since we all have different preferences, how do you maintain authenticity in your work? Do you think it's important for performers to stay true to their personal preference, or do you think it's about fulfilling a fantasy for your audience?
Yeah, I mean, you've got to enjoy what you do, but also, like,
You can
it's
exaggerate
fake.
it.
It's fake.
Yeah.
Like, we're. It's like, I mean, yes, probably some people do post real sex, but I ham it up a bit for the camera, definitely, a lot of the time. And sometimes I'm knackered and I can't be asked, but I've arranged a shoot and I've just got to go and do it. So, yeah, I think it's a combination.
Yeah.
What are you?
Yeah, it is a combination.
For you, do you think you need to be true to your personal preferences, or do you think you need to give your audience what they want as a fantasy?
Oh yeah, I didn't really answer that. So,
Well, you said a bit of both, like you.
yeah.
I think that's like I will, as in like size wise, not anything
Illegal.
Yeah. Like I generally these days I am more picky. Like if I don't find the guy attractive, then I won't book them regardless of dick size. But yeah, obviously I just think I like variety. So I think most people know that though. If they follow me or subscribe, they know that they're going to get a variety of like hot wife type content, which is with amateur guys. They're going to get more sort of polished scenes with
male porn stars. They're going to get boyfriend dick stuff. They're going to get big dick stuff.
Yeah,
just
a cornucopia of penis.
Yeah, I mean, just I think, you know, it's just I make sex tapes, you know.
Yeah.
So do you do all these different varied things because that's what you enjoy?
Yeah.
Or do you do it to sort of reach a wider audience?
No, just generally, like, I've slowed right down on collaborations that just don't personally interest me anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really...
I've got to that point as well where like it needs to be something I enjoy, otherwise I
Yeah.
just don't have the time for it.
You know,
Like,
I think most people, I don't know about you two, but I started out doing like girl, and I generally am attracted to women. I am bisexual, but at the end of the day, it feels like a lot of effort when it makes me the least money.
Yeah.
And obviously, a lot of women aren't into women, which is fair enough. But I'd just rather not put myself in that situation.
So it's so interesting.
Yeah.
Although it's a personal preference for you, you choose not to film it because it doesn't make business sense.
It doesn't make business sense, and like, boo!
They're crazy.
I know you like it.
But I do think
Yeah.
you have to at least be doing something that you enjoy,
Yeah.
because you can't just fake it all the time just for the camera and for money. Like, you can't keep that up, can you?
Yeah. For me, certainly for like the last 5 years or so, it's been really important for me to only do things that I have an interest in. Like I got asked to do like a fart video and I'm like, no, I just...
That ends up on Pornhub.
I tried. Every time I got the camera there, I was like, it went back up.
But it's like the biggest niche at the moment.
Is
Like,
it?
yeah, so if you want to make some money, it's where it's at.
Right.
But I'm just like, no, I've got no interest in it. I don't find that sexy. It doesn't turn me on. I don't want to.
Easy though, if you can do it.
Apparently there's just sounds on YouTube. You can just put that on in the background and just
True.
pretend. There you go. Top tip.
I'm never going to
I've
try.
ruined
My
it.
elbow just made a... That do? But yeah, I think I generally mostly just do static camera sex tapes now, so I mostly am just trying to enjoy myself and kind of forget the camera's there, because that's just A, what I enjoy, and B, what
People want to
most majority of my fans, that's what they want to see.
Oh, I love that for you. That's very
Yeah.
good. We have the power to shape communities. How do you both engage with your fans to build supportive, sex-positive spaces where all preferences are respected? What advice would you give to others looking to foster similar communities, whether they share our preferences or not?
So I've got a question that might help you answer this question.
Okay.
So dick rates.
Yeah.
Most people know that you're a size queen. What if they want a genuine, honest answer, but they don't want SPH?
I always give an honest answer. Always.
But you just don't humiliate, sort of thing.
If they ask for SPH specifically,
Yeah.
then that's what I'll give them. But if they don't, I just tell them exactly what I think.
I do the same thing.
But you don't say, "Oh, I wouldn't fuck you."
if it's like an average dick, if it's like 5-6 inches, I'll be like, that's a really average, mediocre dick. Like,
Yeah.
it's fine.
I'm kind of just
It's
draw
a
the
dick.
line there. Okay.
Also, you get guys with big dicks that want SPH. And
Yeah, you
that's
do.
an interesting
Yeah.
one.
That confuses.
I know. It's
I'm
really
like, are
weird.
you sure?
It's really, I know. It's like, I think there was actually one time when a guy asked for SPH and he had a big dick, and I was like, I'm sorry, I can't. I have to tell you what I see, and that's
Just
not
let
smart.
me blow some smoke up your ass. But I don't do too much femdom content, so I think
a lot of my subscribers do kind of come to me with like sexual questions, like I'm an agony aunt or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just myself when I communicate with my fans, I think, to be honest.
Yeah, I think being genuine is super important.
Yeah, it's nice for them to come to us for advice and stuff. Obviously, you can't be an agony aunt to them all the time, and like sometimes with some fans, I don't know about you guys, but you have to say, look, maybe you should get some professional help somewhere else, because like I'm not an expert in that. Mental health. I do have a lot of guys sort of open up about things, and I think it's important not to shame anyone when they do.
I think it's immediately obvious if it's a guy who wants to be humiliated and submissive and is into verbal humiliation, it's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
And I think some people think when you do femdom content, you're just going to be an asshole, like day to day.
I can't do that. I can't. Unless somebody explicitly asks for humiliation, I don't even do it. I don't take the risk.
I'm going to do a bit of a shameless plug, but I recently launched an ebook called Understanding Cuckolding, and I put loads of information in there about like sex-friendly therapists and stuff, and kind of just encourage people to ask themselves why they're into it and that kind of stuff, because I think it's important.
Yeah.
Understanding themselves, getting the support they need, that kind of thing. It's all good.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm going to move on to my final question. With the adult content industry constantly evolving, what do you both see yourselves doing in the next year? Any projects or goals that you're excited about? Do you see your preferences influencing these future projects?
Well, my plan is to shoot less often. As I say, I'm being particularly picky now anyway.
Quality over quantity.
Yes.
I'm going to take a couple of months off of filming completely. I still have loads of unreleased content. Just need to get a bit more organised and prioritise my clip stores. And then I definitely want to do more femdom content. I particularly enjoy the old pegging. And yeah, I think obviously not having a particular niche other than... I suppose. Well, that's where everyone knows me from, so people still talk about it. So I might do that. There's a couple of people who've got taxis, so I might do like a mini series or something.
Femdom
like
taxi.
that.
There is a femdom taxi. Actually,
Well,
there was someone already.
Yeah,
doing
sorry,
that,
they
but
were unrelated.
Yeah. No,
but,
it's just my brain
I
joining the
could
two.
pick someone in the taxi, then that might be fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, just being at home a bit more, being more on hands with the fans that do subscribe. Pay more attention to my clip stores.
Brilliant.
I turn 40 next year, so
Me too.
yeah.
We're quite similar in age, aren't we?
Oh, I'm the baby. Hardly. By a few years.
I don't particularly have any goals or anything. I'm just enjoying myself at the moment, and I think just taking a bit of time off and completely unwork related. If as I am taking a couple of months off, may get another dog.
I'm moving into a new house on Sunday.
Mansion.
Oh, is that when you move?
Yeah, Sunday we're moving in, and it's got space to have my own studio eventually. It's going to probably be quite a long time before we've got the studio.
We will be there all the time.
Yeah, you can come stay over.
Do some painting. You can stay here and I'll buy you dinner if you do some painting.
There's a lot of painting to do.
We can paint.
If you like painting. So yes, I'm going to be working on my house, working on my studio. I'm going to have a home gym, so that's going to be like a studio /
Oh yeah,
actual
cool. You
gym.
can shoot gym content.
Yeah. The garden is amazing, so I'll be doing some outdoor. I have already done some outdoor.
saw, I was
content
so
in there,
jealous.
actually.
I was like,
Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah, just that's it. This house is going to be my life. Although my daughter is expecting.
Will you give me a granny?
I know. She's due on the 28th of September. So I've got all these big plans. I'm going to have a studio. I'm going to make all this amazing content. And then we don't know how that's actually going to go. Because I might be raising a child. So we'll see.
You'll make it work.
I will make it work.
Oh, well, on that note, we are finished. What a great conversation. Thank you so much for having coming on.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm so glad you could be my little anniversary episode.
Congratulations.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
congrats.
It's been a great year of discussions, and I'm just very grateful to have had you both here to celebrate. We should have bought like some party poppers or something.
Yeah.
What did it land on? 12 inches, ladies. There you go.
That'll do.
To all my listeners, thank you so much for the support and for making this podcast what it is today. Do not forget to subscribe if you are not already subscribed. Leave a comment. Let us know what you want to hear in the coming year. Here's to another year of pushing boundaries and exploring preferences.
And buy her ebook if you're into cuckolding.
Oh yeah. Link in bio. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.